My name is Lisa Henderson and I am an advocate. I'm a King's Counsel practicing in Edinburgh and London.
Thank you very much. And why did you decide to study at the University of Aberdeen?
It was a no-brainer for me. Aberdeen's a brilliant university, but I'm also an Aberdonian. All my family live here, and it made sense to stay in Aberdeen, live with my parents and make the most of a brilliant university.
And why did you decide to study law?
At the time I went to university, I didn't know whether I wanted to be a lawyer or not, but I thought a law degree was a great degree, an interesting degree, and it could take me to anything I wanted to do at the end of the day. So that is why I decided law, although I then went on to love the law, and I'm now nearly 40 years down the line.
Very, very interesting. And what are some of your favorite memories from being a student in Aberdeen?
Well, it's a great campus. There's lots to do on this campus. You know, there's lots of sports facilities and everyone's very friendly. Old Aberdeen is beautiful. But one of my great memories was not particularly of being here, but at Palermo University in Sicily, because Aberdeen University was, I think, one of the first universities to use the Erasmus scheme in 1990. And my year, I think I was in third year, about 30 of us went to Palermo University to study for 4 or 5 months. So that was brilliant fun. And it was the World Cup, the Football World Cup in 1990, Italia 90. And we just had great fun. It was super.
So could you please tell us about your current role as a King's Counsel and what do you do?
So my job, so I'm a lawyer and a senior lawyer. And for those that don't know what an advocate is, the easiest way to explain it is that you would see me with a wig in court, and it's my job to present the case to the judge or the jury. Day to day, my job involves me in meeting experts, people from every walk of life, clients, solicitors, discussing their case with them, and then ultimately presenting the case to the court at the end of the day. So it's a very, very varied job, very interesting.
Interesting. And you also had academic roles in Scotland and abroad. What inspired you to stay involved in legal education alongside your practice? Well,
I didn't seek those roles. People asked me whether I would be interested, and I usually say yes. And because I think it's good to say yes to things that challenge you. But I love teaching. I absolutely love it. And I think I'm passionate about what I do, and therefore I can help other people become passionate about it too. So that's why I've said yes to all those roles.
Interesting. And if you had to summarize your career, what would be key milestones in your journey? How did you start and how did you progress?
So I started out as a solicitor, so I did a 2-year traineeship at a law firm called John G. Gray in Edinburgh, and that doesn't exist anymore. After I did that, I stayed on as an assistant, and I did court work entirely for the time that I was there. At that stage, I decided I wanted to go to the bar, and that was because I had been involved with a family, a man who'd had a catastrophic injury. And I was just a trainee solicitor at the time. So I was helping counsel and instructing counsel. And this man had had a car crash and he was paralysed from the waist down. And we went to see him at his home, and I was heavily involved with the expert reports and constant meetings with the family, and ultimately we got that case resolved, which meant he got the damages to have the life he should live as best possible. And that was the turning point for me. And I thought, I want to do that. I want to act for people who've had such catastrophic injury. And because I was in a firm which literally did court work all the time, I was in court literally every day, I thought, well, why not? I was only 24. I thought, let's go to the bar and see what happens. So I went to the bar in 1994 and did what's called a deviling. So in England and Wales, it's called pupillage. And you basically have a criminal devil master and a civil devil master, and you follow them around and shadow them for 9 months. And then I called to the bar in 1995. And when I called, I did criminal work mostly, because I was very lucky to be mentored by some great people that do crime. and I did Crown Junioring. So that's helping senior prosecutors. And I did some defence work as well, which I enjoyed. And I was very lucky to be instructed by lots of Aberdeen firms. So I got lots of experience in that. And then ultimately, I had a civil practice as well.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. You can't really mix the two, I don't think. So I was instructed in a catastrophic case as a junior, and I got on very well with that particular senior and with the solicitors, and they continued to instruct me. And that got me on the next step to where I am now. And it was really working with brilliant people, brilliant Queen's Counsel, as they were then, and being mentored by them, which helped me then develop my career.
Wow, that's very impressive, very well done. And what skills or mindset would you say are the most important in such a complex area of law?
Well, I think that you have to be a people person, I think. You've got to be a good communicator.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to get on with anyone, whether they're an expert or a client or a solicitor. So good communication skills. I think the devil is in the detail. So my feeling is you've got to be all over the papers. You've got to know every single detail of the case, and hard work. And to be calm in the face of a storm.
Yeah.
Because there is often a storm, and you've got to keep everyone calm.
And what would you say was the proudest moment or maybe a case in your career?
Well, there are many proud moments, but I think for anyone that has taken silk, so that is becoming a King's Counsel, that was the proudest moment, because it's an honour, it's a privilege to be appointed silk.
Yeah. And how do you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for challenging or emotionally challenge cases?
Well, I think you just get on with it because you know you've got to get through the work. So you just get your head down, read the papers. But if what you're saying is how do you feel before you go into court? I think everyone, no matter who you are or how experienced, feels anxious before they go into court. We're human.
Yeah.
We're not robots. And I think the day that you're not anxious about going into court, you should probably step down. So just, I think as long as you're well prepared and you're all over the case, then you should be fine. A few deep breaths, get on with it.
Yeah.
Be worried if you're not prepared.
And for students who are interested in legal career, particularly in advocacy, what would be your advice? How can they stand out?
Well, when I was at university, I didn't go to mooting, I didn't engage in any of those things. So I've got to where I am without having done that. I would imagine it would be good to join mooting clubs, etc. However, I think it's probably just as important to get in touch with people like me, meet us, come into court with us, and start the process that way and find out if it's something for you or not.
Yeah, interesting. Thank you for the advice. And so what do you think about all these emerging technologies and AI? How they change the legal industry?
Well, I think there are lots of risks with AI. We've seen some cases where there's been criticism of individuals because they've used AI to draft submissions or opinions.
Yeah.
So there are lots of risks. But I think if AI is used correctly and you've done your own homework first, then I think AI could be very helpful. I'm a sole practitioner. It's a bit different for advocates, I think. Law firms, I think, will get great use out of AI.
Yeah.
But for an individual who's reading separate sets of papers, personally, I can't see that AI is going to do an awful lot for me. But it's early days, and I am a bit of a Luddite. So if you ask me this next year, I might answer differently.
Interesting. And are there any books or podcasts you would recommend for students? It might be something career or non-career related. Maybe there are some books which are just motivational or inspirational for you.
To be absolutely honest, I don't listen to podcasts because I don't have time. And I read loads of books. I read about 2 a week, but I read crime thrillers.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say they're motivational, but I love a good book and just a page turner. So I can't recommend any, I'm afraid. But I love the usual Val McDermott, Ian Rankin, Stuart McBride. Stephen Leather, all those types of books.
And what are you reading right now?
I'm reading a Spider Shepherd,
Okay.
Stephen Leather thriller, which is brilliant.
Nice. And many students are struggling with stress due to academia or some personal things. How to deal with stress as a student?
I think you need to look at the big picture and take a step back. It's only, these are only exams and you can get through them. Take a step back, speak to your friends, get lots of fresh air, just be calm, maybe take up some yoga, that kind of thing, and keep off the tech. Get out, do some sports, and but always put it in perspective. You're a student. This is supposed to be fun. You should be enjoying the ride.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, in your opinion, what are the best ways how students can benefit from networking?
Networking is great. And when I was a student, I don't think I really understood the importance of it. I do now that I'm as old as the hills. But it is so important. So go to Scottish Young Lawyers events. If you meet people like me, get their contact details, follow it up with an email to say it was lovely to meet you. Keep in touch, get lawyers to mentor you. Keep in touch with all your friends, and it's so important because you never know when you're going to come up, somebody's going to come up in your life again. It's a very, very, very small world. So networking is crucial.
And the last question is, what advice would you give to your younger self? Or if you could go back in time, would you change anything?
I think I would say to myself to enjoy the ride more and to be less stressed and to have more courage in my own convictions. And to everyone that watches this, have faith in yourself. If you've done the work, enjoy it. You've done all the hard work, enjoy it, take a step back, and don't let your career be everything. Have lots of interests and hobbies and just enjoy it.
Absolutely.